The ignition key is the larger of the set. If you need to get under the bonnet, using the ignition key, turn left, it'll unclick it, and then turn right, which will release it. The ignition key is also used to access the diesel cap, which is at the right of the passenger door. The two gas bottles are kept in the compartment on the passenger side toward the rear of the van. Simply follow the arrow on the tap to turn on or off. The keys for the outside cabinets are kept inside the door on a hook to the right. The yellow key is for the fresh water container. Just simply unlock the cap to fill up with a hose. The water levels and the grey water levels are on a meter inside the van, which we'll show you shortly. There are a number of storage containers. This one goes right through to the other side, access from the other side as well. And then there's this one, which you can store a number of things in. This is the other side of the rear storage container that goes the full width of the van. The mains cable can be found in this compartment toward the front of the driver's side. Just unreel the cable and plug into your nearest mains plug. This will allow you to run the air conditioner if required, and the microwave. For draining your grey water, this hose is used by simply unclipping the grey water cap clipping on the hose and releasing the tap. This is done at your registered dump stations that can be found on various apps. Likewise, if you need to empty the septic canister, this is how you do it. Put the small plug over that gap. Release the clip at the bottom to pull the canister out. Open up the nozzle and release the contents down the appropriate dump station channel. To open the awning, the two required attachments are inside to the left of the door of the camper van. This is the winch that clips onto the awning end and just winches the awning out. Just wind it out to the full extent. The two end legs clip inside there and fold out and then swivel down, and you just lift it up and tighten the wing nut as required. The other component is the middle strut, which clips into two slots at either side. When entering the van, pull out the step horizontally and make sure that it is placed back again before you drive.
Hi, so this is the inside of the camper van, and the first thing you'll want to do is turn on all of the main switches. And there are lights all around the camper van, and you just turn them on individually. One up here, one at the entranceway, and over each bed. So the other things you need to know about are the TV. There's a monitor, a TV screen that shows videos. So there's a whole lot of videos. We do things the old-fashioned way here, and you'll have a big selection of videos that you can put on. To put on a video, you'll find the TV controls in this little cupboard, and you need to turn on the television with your remote, and it's a manual turn on for the actual video player. So if we choose a video, and just pop it into the slot, and then press play once it's loaded. Okay. Alright, so when you secure your video, you need to make sure that when you secure the screen, make sure you lock it. There'll be keys in here for you to use to lock this cupboard. In your storage, you've got up the top, we'll be putting sheets, towels, and any linen that you might need, hot water bottles, and the rest of the storage is for you to use for your clothes as you wish. There'll be topper pads for this back section of the campervan for your bedding if you're using this section as a bed. So one of the topper pads will be rolled up underneath, and the other one will store up on top on this bed. So all other extra linen will be stored up here. This is where we sleep when we take the campervan away. So the way to get up there is using the ladder. It's very safe.
Put the bed at the back together. Firstly, remove all the cushions. The leg of the table squeezes together gently and then folds back, and then unclips from the rail to rest on the two ledges which forms the bottom of the bed. This base is then slid out and the top folded back, as is the next one. Continue putting the bed together until the final result looks like this.
This is your shower and toilet area. Your toilet doesn't flush very easily, so we recommend that to flush the toilet, you'll see that it's closed off from the septic system. So first of all, you'll open it and then just take your shower nozzle and give it a quick flush and then close it again. If you want to, you can use the flusher, which is this, but it's quite laboursome and slow. It does work gently. Hot and cold water once you've got the gas going and the pump on, and you've got storage here for anything that you need bathroom wise. When you go to empty your septic bin that's underneath, as Craig showed you, you'll need to put in another tab. So put in another porta pack tab, or just a splash of solution, but there'll be plenty of tabs for you to use. Okay, so that's the bathroom. We shower, that's a good shower. So you just stand here to have your shower, and then obviously you've got to keep your towels outside or they'll get wet. We don't use the basin because it's too slow to drain. So we just use the sink over here, and if we're using it for washing our hands, we just wipe it down afterwards. Okay, this is your microwave. It will only work when the power is connected to the mains. It doesn't work on solar alone. As far as windows are concerned, you've got windows all around, opening windows, except for the back, except for the very back. So when you open the window, you automatically have a fly screen in place to stop the mozzies getting in. And there's also a vent at the very top, which you can open here. So just that opens just by turning that, and that's also screened so mozzies can't get in. You've got an air conditioning unit. From this side you can see that it does go warm and cold, but actually the warm air is really only ambient, and this will only go when the power is connected as well. So it's not very warm, but it's very good in summer. It's nice and cold in summer when you need the cooling. If you're cold and you want to put the gas heater on, which is really efficient, you turn on your gas and then you turn your dial right round to as far as it will go, anti-clockwise. You'll hear the gas come on with a click, and then after a little while you'll feel heat coming from the back of the camper van. Once you've reached the correct temperature, you can turn your dial down, or once you're warm enough, turn your dial down to however warm you want it to be. And then when you want to turn it off, you just turn that button to 0 and it will turn itself off after a few minutes. Also, if you want to have your hot water on, obviously you've got to have your water heater switch on, and again you've got to turn your gas on. So to do that, there's this button here that you need to hold until you hear the click as well. And once you hear the click, you know that the gas is working. Here's your oven. So when we travel, we will put a tea towel on top of this sometimes, just to stop the noise of that jiggling. That's not too bad, but your grill under here can be noisy. So you have tea towels provided, and we just store them under this grill to stop it shaking. So you could do that while you're driving. Once you're parked, obviously it's fine. Don't forget to take your tea towels out, or you'll turn the gas on and you'll burn the tea towels. Speaking of burning, if you need an extinguisher, there's one down here behind the passenger seat. Okay, all of your storage is underneath. We also put foam on top of that so that it doesn't jiggle around too much while we're travelling. But then we take it away when we're parked, and we just put the foam behind the seats to get it out of the way. Sometimes you have to manipulate it a bit to get the little buttons to pop out. Again, pots and pans that I've put some tea towels around to stop them being noisy. And plates, cups and glasses. So you've also got glasses up here. You've got storage in here for if you want to hang things up. We sometimes keep our camp chairs in there, but you will find camp chairs underneath in the back of the camper van. This is our mini pantry where we keep food, and you'll have tea, coffee, sugar supplied when you arrive, and I'll put a little bottle of milk in the fridge, and this is drawers for use of whatever you wish. So these will be fairly well empty. There's tools and all sorts of things in there at the moment, but anything that's in there will be put in the bottom for you to use the top drawers. If you need information about the camper van, it's in this big drawer, and it's in the large folder, and you can always ring us. Fridge works well. It's got a tiny little freezer at the top. As I said, we'll give you some milk to start you off, but when we're travelling, so to secure it, you just push the button down. To open it, you click the green button. But when we're travelling, we brace it shut, just so that it doesn't come open while we're travelling. The sink works well, hot water, cold water, and it's a new microlean filter for your drinking water. So they are all working well. Underneath you've got all your dishwashing equipment, fly spray.
To find out the levels of your drinking water and grey water, come to this display, push the right hand black button. Green lights indicate drinking water levels, so this is full. The red light indicates the grey water levels, hence it is empty.
When you're ready to go, you will want to batten down the hatches. So the way you batten down the hatches or secure everything is pushing in these buttons. So all of the buttons everywhere need to be pushed in. So like that. These are all pushed in, and secure your passengers as well. You've got seat belts. You've got 3 seat belts at the back, 2 shoulder belts or side belts, and 1 belt, a lap belt there. Before you drive off, remember to push in your steps. Thanks for listening to our video today. We find the app called Campermate really useful to show you sites around New Zealand where you can camp both self-contained and not.